Hello everyone, Mark here with Mark's Max Muscle, and we have a very interesting comparison, a fan requested comparison actually, between Frank Zane and Urs Kalecinski. Now, Frank Zane, in case you didn't know, is a former Mr. Olympia champion back in 77, 78, 79. That's three Olympia championships this man has won, so competed way in the past. Urs Kalecinski, he is a current competitor, which means he is actively competing in not the open class, but the men's classic physique division, where there is weight restrictions, stuff like that. Now, of course, being that Frank Zane competed way back when, there is going to be some differences, in particular in the leg size and stuff like that you're definitely going to have to excuse. So let's go through some poses here, beginning with the front double bicep pose. And like I said, you're going to notice the legs. The legs are going to be a lot bigger for a current competitor. Now you have to excuse that. You have to excuse that. Because even if Urs, if he competed in the 70s, he wouldn't have what he has now. Wouldn't have what he has now. But he probably would have a nice upper body, and he does have a nice upper body, beating Frank Zane in the silhouette, the V taper. But Frank Zane seems to be better. The cuts in the abs, really nice, really nice. Cuts in the biceps as well. The guy seems to be more separated in the upper body, stuff like that. But of course, guys, the legs, Urs is going to win the shot overall. But considering the decade differences, it's pretty close, to be honest. Now, the front lat spread, like I said, if you're going to excuse the leg size, I mean, there was guys back then with legs the size of Urs, but I'm sure their upper bodies were a lot bigger too. So it's all about the balance. Upper body, again, Frank Zane might even get an edge on the current competitor, and that is a true testament to this man's just unbelievable shape and detail. Frank Zane known for that. Here's a little bit of a different pose. Now I know this is not a mandatory pose selection, but I mean, I kind of chuckled there a little bit, you might have noticed at the start, because the camera angle catching Frank Zane just so. So I do believe that it makes his legs look a little bit bigger than they might have been. Could be, could be. Hard to say. Frank Zane, upper body again, a match for the current competitor. Nice little vacuum shot there for Urs. But I mean, I'm sure we're going to see a vacuum pose or two from Frank Zane coming up. Now here's another little selection I made. This is a side tricep for Frank Zane, an awesome side tricep, I might add, one of my favorite poses. And Urs kind of doing like a mantis pose, mantis shot. I think the guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger used to do that. A bunch of them. I believe Lou Ferrigno as well. Nice chest development. Nice delt outline there for Urs. And of course the legs. He's going to be winning in that aspect. But Frank Zane, like I said, got to be a little bit biased on this one. One of my favorite shots in the history of pictures being taken of bodybuilders. Since the beginning, guys. Since the beginning. Let's turn these dudes around and look at the back. And this is more telling than the front for current competitors. Listen. I don't care who you are. I don't care whose kids you are. I don't care who your parents are. If you competed back when Frank Zane did, you would not have the striated glutes. Heck, you wouldn't even have the separated hamstrings that they got now. It's a different ball game altogether, but interestingly, the back, I like Frank's back just a little bit better. I think his traps more pronounced. I think his lats a little bit more three-dimensional, I have to say. But like I said, I don't care whose kids you are. You're not going to have those glutes you competed in the 70s. And this is the best pose ever in bodybuilding from Frank Zane. The vacuum shot, 1978, 79. I think this was 79. Looked awesome. But we have to hand it to Urs Kalecinski, destroying Frank Zane in the legs. Upper body, I'm still going to go with Frank, I think Frank's just a little bit better. And those pointy elbows, they look like great big giant Dumbo ears if he was, an elephant. But he's not. This one here has to be my second favorite Frank Zane pose. Cancel that. This one's my favorite pose. The abs and thigh, known for the vacuum, but his abs and thigh. I could probably name some of them guys in the background. I believe that's Bill Grant. I believe that's Boyer Coe. Anyway, I'll have to look the other guys up. Lower half, there can be no argument. Urs Kalecinski's Baby Please. Louis Marco reference there. Winning on that edge, but look at the lats, look at the V-taper. Unbelievable. Frank Zane getting an edge in the upper body, the whole matchup. And we're going to finish this one off, guys. This is it. This is the end. This is the last pose. I really hope you enjoyed this one. A fan request from you, the beautiful viewers. Hit thumbs up on the video, by the way. We'll get it up to 500 likes. We'll do the rest of the requests, don't you know? But yes, Frank Zane proved his salt, proved that he can more than hold his own against a current competitor, and had there been weight classes back then, or classic, what have you, Frank would have won that. How do I know? Well, because he did, and there was weight classes. Frank Zane was the second, in my estimation, going off memory here, you might want to check that out, but I believe Frank Zane was the second Olympia champion to win the lightweight class, and then go on to defeat the heavyweight class winner. You have to grasp how big of a deal that would be today if Chris Bumstead went on to defeat Derek Lunsford in the finals at the Olympia. Could you imagine? Less of a deal back in the 70s. There was 2 weight classes, and then the winners of each collided. But it was a little bit confusing in the late 70s, where they would just kind of throw all the guys in at the end, and then they would get a different placing. Kind of strange. They would be rid of that weight class in, I believe, 1980, just in time for the return of Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course. And after that, they never did the weight class thing again. There is, of course, 212, but it's never going to be lightweight and then heavyweight. I believe they called it short man and tall man, but I don't think it had anything to do with the heights. Under 200 pounds, over 200 pounds. Hit thumbs up, get this video up to 500 likes. Like I said, fan requested Friday for what do I say there? Fan requested Friday. Have a great one, guys.
Oh, come on! Subscribe to my channel, please, if you have not already. And if you would like to, check out my latest video as well. And there is a playlist if you want to really help me out. You could watch a bunch of videos as well. Have a great one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, come on, Billy!